Good afternoon to all those who have joined in for today's faculty development program. We would be starting the session at 3 o'clock, before which I would request the faculties, HODs to inform their peers and faculties to join, other faculties to join in so that we would be starting the session shortly. A warm welcome to all the faculties who have joined in for today's faculty development program on cloud computing. I request the faculties to inform their peers and other faculties to join in quickly so that we would be starting the session at 3 o'clock. I believe all the faculties who have joined in are excited to know more on the cloud computing. So before we could start, I would request the faculties and the HOD principal who have joined in to inform the faculties and their peers to join in quickly so that we would be starting the session shortly. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries who have joined in today for the 10 hours faculty development program on cloud computing starting today 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Before we could start, let me quickly walk you through about XLR. XLR, founded in 2013, having its 8 branches in 5 cities, founded by IIM ISB alumni Mr. Ram Tawa, headquartered in USA, Houston. So far, through our XLR EDL everyday learning program, we have trained close to 8 lakh plus students and professionals, and we cater to the requirements of individuals, institutions, and corporates. Our premium associations are with iHub Divya Sampark, Skillup APSSDC, APSHE, TAS, KMDC, IIT Madras Pravartak, IIT Roorkee, BITS Pilani, Hyderabad, and most of our courses, close to 18 plus courses, are being approved by NASCOM Future Skill Prime, and 14 plus courses of ours are being approved by Swayam Plus. And recently, we have partnered with BFSI and ESSCI. Through our premium associations, we have been constantly delivering training programs across Pan India. And through a decade of training excellence, so far we have trained 80,000 plus faculties, 8 lakh plus students, having webinar, seminar, workshop closely to 600 plus, and technical training programs on the emerging technology front, which is close to 40 plus technical courses, having a strong association with 2,000 plus academy partners and 5,000 plus placement partners. Through our training programs of everyday learning, we have got a mix of students for our student development program from engineering degree and others. And similarly, faculties from engineering degree and others, close to 71,932 of faculties and 8 lakh 14,000 plus students. For today's event faculty development program, we have registrants 1,390. Through our everyday learning program, we support the faculties and students through in providing application industry oriented learning with complete hands-on training on trending technologies. And also we support the colleges where they would be able to meet the NAC and NBA requirements. For all of these, the learners or the participants will have to register through the link given here, and they would be given with certificates provided. The learners or the participants have to attend all the sessions and fill in their attendance with their feedback shared. Failing which, the students will not be given or the participants will not be given certificate. Through our EDL offerings, we have been constantly supporting colleges through industry webinars, industry faculty development programs, and also we constantly sign MOUs with the colleges and we deliver professional trainings. And all of these happen through our learning management system tool, which is online. And through the tool, the learner will be able to access all the upcoming training programs and also the past training programs. And the learner will also have assignments, assessments as a part of the learning and industry use cases, which help them in discussion on the real use cases by the industry experts. And also, in addition to it, the learner will be able to experience or would learn on the campus recruitment training program, which is to prepare themselves for the campus drives. So that's how our learning management system tool would look like, where we have all the upcoming events on the new training programs and the past events, which the learner will be able to browse through. And this will happen once the learner registers, he will get the login credentials. And through the login credentials, the learner will be able to log into the LMS. So far, we have trained through our student development program, 60 plus student development programs we have been done, and constantly participating colleges are close to 1,600 plus, wherein, as I told you, 8 lakh plus students trained under the same. And the most popular programs where we have DSA for campus placements, ChatGPT, Advanced Excel, Salesforce, Python, Artificial Intelligence, mobile app development, tracking coding interviews. These are the repeated programs which is on demand from the students and the faculties which we get to see. Similarly, for the faculties, we have so far 45 plus faculty development programs conducted, where 80,000 plus enrollments and constantly participating colleges are 1,590. And the most popular programs are under faculty program are AI, Gen AI, deep learning, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, data analytics using Power BI, cybersecurity, ChatGPT, Tableau, and many others. So as earlier said, everyday learning program for the learner who participates in the everyday learning program will be honored with a certificate post he completes successfully all he attends every day session will be awarded with this certificate of participation. These are some of the sample certificates which we had shared or had delivered to the students of our learning through our learning. These are some of our recent engagements when we had connected with the premium institutions where we had delivered training to the research scholars and the scientists, faculties at IIT Roorkee on data analytics using Minitab tool. This was at BITS Pilani, Hyderabad, where as a student initiative, students approached XLR to undergo a training on Power BI. This is a 5 subject module, which is of 240 plus hours of campus recruitment training exclusively designed for the final year engineering student. And we had 50,000 plus participants who had participated for this in this free program. And it was a 5 subject module: coding skills, quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, verbal ability, soft skills, resume building, tips and techniques to ace the job interview through group discussion, personal interview. All of these were curated by XLR in discussion with the premium institutions. And this was in collaboration with iHub Divya Sampark. So iHub Divya Sampark had that is for those who successfully completed their training of 3 to 4 months of this journey of Skill Up Final Year program was awarded with the prestigious certificate, which was from iHub Divya Sampark, joint body of IIT Roorkee and Government of India, Department of Science and Technology. Through this program, we had maximum participation from Andhra Pradesh, and again through one of our skill development body, APSSTC, where we had 10,000 plus engineering students who attended this online skill program. So these are some of our past events at a student development program and faculty development program on various category of emerging training programs which we had delivered in the past. So now, without much further ado, let me take you through our faculty development program on cloud computing. So today, I take the privilege to honor our guests who have joined in for today's afternoon. So we have Mr. Professor Pradeep Garg, Assistant Director Research, Geetanjali Institute of Technical Studies, Udaipur. He has 40 plus years of national international experience across academia, industry, design, industrial systems, and consumer products of India, USA, Europe, and has a broad expertise in processor design, VLSI, robotics, power electronics, RF design, reversible computing, software engineering, and an author of book on image processing with multiple journal conference publications. He has worked across Hong Kong, China, Gulf countries, UK, USA, visiting scientists to Taiwan and Ethiopia. Currently, Assistant Director, Research from Geetanjali Institute of Technical Studies, Udaipur, having a strong focus on industry academia collaboration. A warm welcome to you, sir.
So can I begin?
Yes, sir, please.
Yes. Thank you so much for that introduction. Very good afternoon to one and all. I, Pradeep Garg, welcome you all to this FDP on cloud computing, which is going to run for 5 days. This is a great initiative by MCA Department of Gitanjali Institute under leadership of Head of Department, Dr. Mukesh Chaudhary. I sincerely appreciate the sponsorship by XLR, who have extended all the support in terms of resources. The statistics provided are really great, very fantastic, and I'm sure all the participants will utilize this opportunity fully to learn about cloud computing, which is very important area. Let me tell you something about Gitanjali Institute. Gitanjali Institute is well reputed for delivering quality education and its focus on delivering industry-oriented education since 2003. We have many research centers and center of excellences well equipped in the laboratories. We are also handling many industrial projects, research projects, and faculty and students are continuously involved in research. One thing we very much specialize is in first year student getting involved in industry projects and research papers. Recently, we have published something like 15 students of first year have published 5 research papers in international conferences. Uh, Regarding cloud computing, it's a very, very important area and it's a very integral area nowadays of our daily lives. And sure, the people who gain knowledge in this area are going to have many more opportunities, especially faculty members. If they are involved in this, they will be able to deliver much higher level of cloud computing knowledge to their students. Especially in healthcare and IoT, it plays very large roles nowadays, the cloud computing. And I'm sure you all know about Professor Rajkumar Bhuiya and his books and all. I'm sure you are going through that. I will urge you to go through that. Really good information there. I'm glad to see so many registrations, and I urge all the participants to stay focused and gain maximum from experts who are highly qualified. I was just surprised to see the numbers and everything. Really great going. I hope you will stay connected with our team of experts and carry out research and other work also even after this program. I just don't want like this program starts today, ends after 5 days, and then it is all over after the certification. I will urge the organizers also that please make sure that everybody stays even after the program with you connected. That will be really bringing the changes in the society. I once again extend a warm welcome to all the participants to this FDP. I extend my wishes to organizers for a grand success for this program. My suggestions to the organizers will be establishing a long lasting link with the participants and guide them continuously and not make it one shot start and finish program. And MCA department here is doing great work. We are involved in number of research activities. We are also working on the cloud computing and integrating it with the healthcare. So that lot of great work going on in MCA department. My sincere appreciations to Dr. Mukesh and his team, faculty members and volunteers for organizing such an event of 5 days where such an important area is being covered. I wish all the best to everyone for this program, and I declare this FDP begin now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your quick insights about our everyday learning program, sir. Thank you very much. It was a delight having you here for today. So let
Most
me
welcome, please. Yes.
move on to the next signatory for today's afternoon. We have Dr. MC Chandrasekhar, HOD, Electronics and Communication Department from Sri Siddhartha Institute of Technology, having 29 years of experience, PhD holder, convener, curriculum development, cell and IEEE student branch counselor. Mr. Chandrasekhar is an expert in VLSI design, digital electronics, nanotechnology, and led funded research at CEN IIT Bombay, editor of SSAHE, Journal of Interdisciplinary Research, and also he is a guide in VLSI design and PQIP coordinator for Centers of Excellence in RP and Salonis. A warm welcome to you, sir. Krishmita, could you please confirm if the dignitary is present?
No, ma'am. Actually, he is not there. So we have not joined.
Okay. All right. So, apologies for sir not being present. So let us move upon the next guest for today's afternoon. So we have Dr. Chaya Devi, ML, Professor and HOD, Department of CSE, BNMIT Technology, Bangalore. Madam has 26 years of teaching experience, previously Associate Professor and HOD of ISE at JSSAAT, Bengaluru, and has a PhD from VTU with specialization in medical image processing, data mining, pattern recognition, biomedical applications, author of books, book chapters, and numerous national and international publications. An accomplished academic leader and conference chair, NBA accreditation contributor of 5 cycles, Springer and Taylor and Francis editor, reviewer and supervisor of MTech DE PhD scholars. A warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for the warm welcome. Good afternoon, one and all. It's with a great pleasure and a deep sense of honor that I extend a warm and a cordial welcome to all our distinguished guests, esteemed resource persons, respected faculty members, and all the participants for this national level FDP, so which is mainly on cloud computing. So we are conducting this is the second FDP we are doing with XLR in continuation with the first one. Faculty development program, usually it's a pivotal role and a transformative in strengthening the academic ecosystem. Every faculty must be associated with upgrading themselves while they are in a teaching role. In the era of characterized by the rapid technological advancements and evolving industry expectations, they have to be updated with the programs and they have to be educators also. So with the innovative pedagogical practices and with the academic delivery of the contents, they have to be updated each and every day. And it should be, outcome should be driven both skill oriented and the program oriented. Impact of the emerging technologies on the higher education is profound and far reaching because it is a technology such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, data analytics, cybersecurity, etc., reshaping the curriculum each and every day. And research directions are also changing rapidly with the teaching learning methodologies. As academic leaders and educators, it is our collective responsibility to remain abreast of these developments and go ahead with the competences. The program also underscores the importance of academy industry relations or the collaborations we say in fostering the future ready learning for the students. Our meaningful collaborations will definitely bridge the gap with the theoretical foundations and the practical applications, ensuring the relevance, employability, industry integrated initiatives such as this FDP, which is going to provide a faculty members with a valuable insights into the current trends and the practices. So today's topic we are mainly discussing with the cloud. So cloud computing is widely used across the industry from a decades. due to its cost efficiency, scalability, flexibility, and accessibility. It supports in the different platforms. So we can say it as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or a software as a service. In different domains, the industry is regularly using this. So it can be used in the hybrid or the multi-cloud mode. Suppose industry going to adopt a hybrid cloud to combine the private and the public sectors, or it can be in the multi-cloud to leverage the services from the multiple providers. So we are on the stack. It can be used of development and testing. So cloud environments allow the DevOps teams to quickly spin up the scales and development go for the setups. So including CI/CD pipelines, microservices, and serverless architectures, which is of the primary intention. Then comes a big data analytics, which is of a booming word from the past 2 decades, where the cloud platforms play a very important role for the big big data analytics because of the massive data sets we are using for the research and the academy. Then comes we have a storage and the backup for the cloud storage, which can be secure, scalable, accessible data storage to be provided, should be testable, and should be made as a research oriented. Industry is also using the cloud computing in specific areas such as e-commerce, education, healthcare, government, entertainment, etc. So we are taking a pivotal role in the cloud and computing, so which is not necessarily just a cloud. We are using the computing processes, which is mainly effective for the academics and the research. Cloud computing versatility ensures it continues expanding into the emerging areas like edge computing, IoT integration, AI driven, the latest called quantum computing. Everywhere the cloud is a pivotal. So we have to go with the cloud. So because of the infrastructure or the services are the best usages for the industry and the academia. So I'm confident this faculty development program will serve as an effective platform for the knowledge exchange, professional enrichment, and collaborative learning. I sincerely hope that all the participants derive maximum benefit from the sessions and carry forward the learnings through their academic and research endeavors. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to all the guests and the participants. Your gracious presence truly sets the tone for this national level initiative, which is nothing but this FDP. So I welcome all and I thank DNMIT for providing this opportunity to collaborate with XLR and conclude with this FDP. So I sincerely thank my coordinators, Kalyani Kumar and Supriya Sudhir also for this arranging the event and coordinating for the event. I welcome one and all for this event. Thank you, madam, for giving this opportunity. And thank you,
Thank you very
XLR.
much, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for an energetic and enriching talk on the cloud computing. So let me
Thank you, ma'am.
So it's time for us to introduce the subject matter expert. So let me call upon Mr. Mahesh Babu, subject matter expert, having MTech, BTech in computer science from LPU, worked as a senior technical trainer, assistant professor, placement trainer, technical lead, center head across leading EdTech and academy institutions, and guided 100 plus student projects in AI, ML, cloud, cybersecurity, holder of global certification from Oracle, AWS, Azure, Google, IBM, Scrum Study, and many others. So he has published three published patents in AI, blockchain, and IoT after participation in international conferences, FDPs, webinars, and hackathons focused on the Industry 4.0, data science, RPA, and cybersecurity. A warm welcome to you, Mr. Mahesh.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Nitya. It was a good introduction from you. So already Pradeep sir and Chai Devi madam has explained the importance of cloud computing very clearly. Whatever the points I plan to deliver, already both of them already covered. So as we can see that the importance of the cloud computing increasing on day by day basis. So you people enter this the faculty development program. I will be covering the importance of cloud, how the on-premises infrastructure can be the demand compared to the cloud infrastructure, and by the way, how this on-premises infrastructure is not helping the our business to scale up, and how the cloud infrastructure is benefiting to our applications as well. will be seeing in this particular, FDP as well. So I'm very happy to part of this, faculty development program. So enter this faculty development program. So we are going to cover up the basics of cloud computing, how the cloud will be useful in the real-time applications as well, how IT industry or IT business operations are using the cloud computing as a major platform for managing the business as well, and what is the major differences between the on-premises infrastructure and the cloud infrastructure, how cloud infrastructure can be beneficial to the students, can be beneficial to the faculties, how you people can opt to the cloud providers platform for running your business as well. So I guarantee that by the end of this program, where all the faculties will be getting the clear understanding or the clear picture of what exactly the cloud computing, what is the importance of cloud computing, how we can manage our day-to-day daily workloads on the cloud platform. So for this particular program, where I'm going to use the Amazon Web Services as a major service provider platform for managing the services, whatever the requirements for our practical related works. So all these practical works will be conducted on the Amazon Web Services. So looking forward, so we will be seeing all the concepts in a clear cut manner, so that we can able to apply all the concepts over our upcoming projects as well. Thank you, Nitya.
Thank you very much, Mahesh.
Yes.
So, next, we would have a complete LMS walkthrough by Mr. Amar Shivate, post which I would be handing over the session to you, Mr. Mahesh. So, over to Amar. Amar, you can go ahead, proceed with the LMS walkthrough.
Yeah, sure. Is my voice clear? Actually, I have some low
Yes,
network
Amar,
land. Okay,
you are.
perfect. So, dear faculty members, once again, very good afternoon and warm welcome to the FDP on cloud computing. So, I'm here to give you the quick walkthrough onto the LMS portal. So, as a part of this FDP program, we already given you the LMS access. You received an email. So, how you are able to access all the e-learning content, I will give you the context on that part. So, if you're first-time user attending the first SDP, FDP of XLR, then you will be receiving two emails. Okay. And if you already attended any of the one program, like previously any SDP, FDP, or any webinar seminar, then definitely you receive a single email, that is a welcome email. So the first email which you have to check, that is LMS portal account details by XLR. You can check a mail into the inbox. If you're not able to find, check into the spam folder as well. Okay. So sometime there are chances to drop that mail into the spam folder as well. So by using this mail, we have to do a sign in, and for that we require the portal link, email address, and password. So these things are already available in this mail itself. So portal link is nothing but the LMS URL, mylearning.xlar.com. Email address, your mail ID, that's nothing but your username and system generated password. So as a first time user, you're receiving the system generated password from the LMS portal. But definitely once you're going to do a sign in, after that you can update your password and you can utilize that password. And as I said, that second email is a confirmation email of that particular FDP is assigned on your dashboard. That will be the welcome to FDP on cloud computing by XLR. Okay. So these two emails you will find, you can just check that. So now let's proceed further with the clicking on this link and accessing the LMS dashboard. So let me reshare my screen and we'll do a sign in process. Just a moment. Okay, so I opened my browser and here I am typing as mylearning.xlar.com as my LMS URL. I have option of existing user login. I will click there. Here I will provide my credentials. So your registered mail ID and the password, whatever you received as a system generated password, you can utilize that and you can click on sign in. So the members who are already onboarded to our XLR LMS portal previously for previous program, if you're not remembering your password, you can utilize the forgot your password option. Once you click on that, you will find the option to send reset instructions. You will get one email, set a new password, and then you can again click on a sign in. Okay, and then provide the updated password and do a sign in. Okay, so suppose I provide my details, then the two actions only will happen. It will take me to the dashboards, or else it will give me the error that something is missing. So while entering the details, make sure that all details are correct. And then we can proceed further with the login. Okay, so you can check here. So I provided my credentials successfully, and I am here on a dashboard. So the first thing about updating the profile. So you are able to see here a profile option. Click on that, click on a setting. So from here you can set up your profile. So as per your understanding, like it's not hard and fast tool that everything needs to be updated. If you're not required to upload the photo, that's fine. You can just update your full name. If you want to verify that, yes, you can verify with the mobile ID. But the important thing is about to updating the password. Okay. So as a system generated password, as it's lengthy, you can update the password from the profile itself. Whatever password you want, type it here. Same password, type it here again. Once both passwords are going to be matched, the update password button will be enabled, and then you can utilize that password from the next time. Okay. So now let me go back onto the dashboard. So coming to the dashboard, the first thing which we are able to see here, that is a live session for today. Okay. So for today's session, you receive a mail from XLR team that you have to join the session, use this link. So from tomorrow onwards, you will be not receiving the email. You directly need to join the session from the LMS portal itself. So how? So here I am on a dashboard, and a dashboard I'm able to see the live session today, right? A pop-up. And then here you can check SDP on not this, FDP on cloud computing day one. Okay, you have to click on that. Once you click on that, you will find the two options to join the session. First of all, you will find the join the session using the Zoom meeting. Okay, so if your network is supporting fine and it's working, you can join via Zoom directly from here itself. Clicking on this meeting ID and password is available here as per your requirement if you require. Okay, but if you're suffering or if you're facing any difficulties with the Zoom, we have second option on YouTube as well. So you can click on a YouTube link and you can share your, you can join from the YouTube as well. So all these things, whatever we are taking over the Zoom, similarly, it's like onto the YouTube as well. All your queries will be taken from to the live chat box. Okay. So this is how you can join the session. So now after completion of the session, you want to access the reading material, recording of the session, or you want to access the attendance. So how we can do that? So scroll down, you will find the enroll courses. So whatever the courses you enroll now till today by XLR, EDL is depend FDP's initiative. So that will be available here. If this is your first course, then it will be like one enroll course. If you already enroll for 10 courses, then 10 enroll courses like that. So now in this, you will find that particular FDP again. So see, FDP on cloud computing. I'm clicking on that. Once you click on that, you will get the agenda, attendance and feedback, live session, session recording, and reading material. So coming to the agenda, if you open that, then you will find one document. In that, you will get the clear picture on what actually we are going to learn for the next 5 days. Okay. Taking some time, not that we're able to find here agenda, attendance and feedback. Coming to the attendance and feedback, so you will find the link here. Click on that. You have to submit this form, but by submitting this form, so make sure that you are using the same email ID for all these 5 days. 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certificate of participation, and this faculty development program is only open for the faculty members. And again, like if you're having any issue currently accessing with the LMS, no need to worry. Our team will be sharing this attendance come feedback link in the chat box sharp at 4:30. Just make sure that before 5:30 you are submitting the attendance and feedback using this link. This link again will be shared with the Zoom and YouTube chat multiple times after 4:30. And just make sure that, as I said, so use a same email ID for all 5 days. Then it will create your single account and your attendance will be above 60. If you use the multiple mail IDs, different domain, then that will be problematic at the time of the getting the certificate. And yes, so provide a valuable feedback about the training program as well in the same form. So you will be having that option too. Okay. So that is about the attendance and feedback. Then live session, which I already explained that how you are going to join. So day by session recording will be available in a session recording tab. Okay. And reading material. So as of now, there is no any material, but day one recording, as it's live, it's already added. And reading material will be also available. So whatever we are going to cover for the next 5 days, all that material will be available here day wise. Okay. So that's how you can access the LMS, how you can join the session. Okay. So I hope it's clear. If you're having any doubts, you can just post in the chat box. Our team will take it up. On top of it, again, if you face any difficulties in the future as well about the LMS or about the certification, anything in the future as well, feel free to reach out to us via email edl@exla.com. Our team will be assisting you on that. Yeah, thank you. And Nitin, over to you.
Thank you very much, Amar, for a quick walkthrough on the LMS. Now, let me hand over the session to our subject matter expert, Mr. Mahesh. Mahesh, over to you.
Yes, Nitya, thank you so much. Yeah. So participants, very good evening, everyone. So let me quickly share the screen. All right. Yes. So participants, today in this particular session, like whatever the learning outcomes, what are the learning outcomes we are going to expect, we'll be getting the clear understanding what exactly the cloud computing, what are the major differences between the physical infrastructure and the cloud infrastructure, and what are the different service models and how these service models are beneficial to our business, and what are the different deployment strategies for our business we'll be seeing in this particular session. So by the end of this session, so all the participants will be clear about all the things whatever I have just explained as well, like how the deployment strategies are being working in the backend, and how the service models are being deployed in the form of applications, and what is the major differences between the cloud infrastructure and the physical infrastructures as well. See, very clearly the cloud computing is one of the emerging technology, but rather than saying the technology, I would like to say that cloud is not a technology. Cloud is actually an environment. Using this environment where the people are managing their business, there is a concept called virtualization. So, whereas the virtualization is a kind of technology, so cloud computing environment is simply using the concept of virtualization to manage the company, the business operations as well, virtually in a very less cost as well. So after this particular session, participants will get clear understanding about the concept of virtualization in detail and the concept of, I can say that, hypervisors as well. Okay. So let us start quickly today. Today's presentation, the cloud computing reshaping the digital landscape. As we know that every day we are working online, right? Starting from day and end of the day, we are completely depending upon the internet. So cloud applications are everywhere. Like I can say, if I talk about a small example, the Google Drive. So every day, the day-to-day life, whatever the data we are dealing with, so we are actually storing that particular data in a particular storage platform, that is Google Drive. So to access the data which is being stored in the Google Drive, or if you want to update anything inside the Google Drive, the major requirement is internet connectivity. Without proper internet connectivity, we cannot access any resource from the remote server or from the remote service provider. So cloud is kind of dependent on the internet. So without proper internet connection, we cannot access a single resource from the cloud provider. By the way, who is the cloud provider? The cloud provider is the one who provides the services to the customers. Whatever the challenges the customer is facing on the on-premises, those particular challenges will be those particular challenges will be solved by the service provider as well. So that is what they have given here. The IT infrastructure, it's more than just a buzzword. It's a fundamental shift in how organizations and individual access, store and process the data. From the day where we're going to start till we are going to finish our day, each and everything is being stored in the cloud platform. starting from our the day-to-day daily basis, like the data. If I talk about attendance data, like where you're going to take your attendance of your students, where it is completely stored in one particular the storage containers. The reason for storing the data in the cloud platform so that we can access it whenever there is a requirement as well. But before going to talk further, let me make you to understand how this the cloud infrastructure is beneficial from the traditional IT infrastructure. So I have made very clear understanding the differences between the traditional infrastructure and how it would differ from the cloud infrastructure as well. Talking about the traditional IT landscape. So if we talk about the advantages of cloud computing, obviously before cloud computing, there might be something which would be beneficial to the organizations. What is the main differences between the on-premises? On-premises means the traditional IT infrastructure, and the cloud infrastructure means the remote infrastructure, which is completely managed by the cloud provider. Let me make you to understand with the help of a small, like a diagram. So let us assume that we are planning to start a small company, and the name of the company is XYZ. So where you are planning to start this particular company on the on-premises. What is the meaning of on-premises? The on-premises means the infrastructure where currently you are going to manage and from yourself, from your company people, or where you are taking a particular place to construct your data center as well. So if I talk about the on-premises, in the on-premises, you had an idea that you want to construct a company and the name of the company is XYZ. To start this particular company, we want various resources requirement because I cannot start my company with the help of only one resource, right? So I will be having the multiple resources where I would like to use these particular resources for managing my day-to-day company operations. Let us assume that I'm going to start this particular company and the name of the company is XYZ. So the major requirement for my company is capital expenditure. Technically, we call that as CapEx. CapEx means the capital expenditure. To start a company, the main requirement is that capital expenditure, which you want to invest some money in order to construct a particular company. The second thing is that the moment you are going to invest the money, you have to buy the various resources. Let us assume that you have to buy the storage servers, you have to buy the database servers, you have to buy the networking servers. Okay, all the servers which are necessary to run my company, I have to buy them. Apart from that, the network related components, like we already know that a data center contains the multiple components like switches, cables, hubs, like racks, okay, all those things. And out of all these things, we want people in the sense that we want technical people to manage my company infrastructure. We want HR people to manage my company operations. We want security people to manage my digital security of my company. So we want all other, the people who exactly required to run my company. So these are some of the requirement participants. Okay. Without any of this particular requirement, I cannot run my business. All right. So all these components are exactly required for my company, where I'm going to run my company with the help of all these particular components. So the major problem which we are going to see starts from here. Now I have constructed this physical. Physical means the thing which we can able to see as well. Virtual means the things which we are not able to see them, but we can feel them, right? The physical infrastructure is nothing but the infrastructure which is completely managed, maintained by the owner of the company. That's why we call them as physical infrastructure, where it is being constructed at a particular site as well. Okay. Now, this company has been constructed by the XYZ Corporation, assuming that 10 million people will be the part of this particular company. Now all the company resources has been arranged, whatever the resources that are actually required for my company. Okay. And now after establishing my company for 10 million, suddenly after 2 years of my business, suddenly after 2 years of my business has been, drastically reduced as well. Now my company business went down completely to 1 million as well. Whereas I have constructed initially for 10 million, as of now, my company business got reduced to 1 million as well. Now, the main point comes here. What is the main point? The investment which you have been invested on the company got completely wasted. Wasted in the sense that there is no use of infrastructure because your company users has been drastically reduced from 10 million to 1 million as well. So this is scenario number one. What is scenario number one? Wastage of resources. Sorry, the disadvantage of, or the drawback of physical infrastructure is that wastage of resources. You are not utilizing the resources effectively. The second drawback of this particular, the infrastructure is that the cost factor. What does the cost factor mean? The investment or whatever the capital you have spent on this infrastructure is completely wasted because it is neither reversible nor refundable, right? So whatever the investment that you have made on the infrastructure is completely useless because now whenever your users are increasing, then only you can able to run your business, right? The third point or the third disadvantage, what I want to convey is that you don't have proper availability as well. What does actually availability means? The availability means basically whenever the infrastructure is working fine, whenever the infrastructure is reliable, it means you can access the infrastructure from anywhere. Means this company can provide the services to all the customers. Customers can able to access the applications. So suddenly there is small, like what I can say, problem in the application that has been deployed on the on-premises. Whenever there is a problem on the on-premises applications, obviously on-premises people, they generally don't invest money on the backup solutions because they don't, keep more, eye on the data backup. So some companies they invest, some companies generally they maintain their servers on the on-premises. They will be storing the data on the on-premises as well. So the major problem is that if this application is not available during specific time, the customers who are actually part of this, this company, they might face some kind of difficulties in trying to access that. So there it creates a negative, aspect as well. So availability means whenever I request an application from the on from any place at any location, I should able to access that simply. If particular application is not accessible because of this underlying infrastructure issues, it means the infrastructure is taking too much time to solve that particular problem, whatever the problems that are rising in the back end. So difficult to solve those problems since the on-premises infrastructure are not having the experienced people that's so that they can able to resolve the problem very quickly as well. So availability means, for example, I have Flipkart. If I'm able to have access the Flipkart application 24 into 7, I can proudly say that the availability of the application is very good, where I can able to access that application 24 into 7 without any problematic, the things as well. So whenever I say that physical infrastructure, if any issues are going to occur, if any of the servers are not responding properly or any issue in the business IT operations, it would actually take the more time to generally solve that the particular problems as well. So this is the third drawback where we are not getting the proper availability as well. So the fourth one is that obviously the accessibility issues as well, where you are not able to access because of underlying issues as well. Okay, and the cost is also very very important as well, and you don't have proper flexibility as well. What does actually flexibility? Flexibility in the sense that whenever you want to restructure the infrastructure, whenever you want to rearrange the structure, you should generally able to restructure it. But in the on premises, once your data center has been constructed, once your data center has been designed, so really it would be difficult to change the structure of data center. So if there is a huge change in the business scenarios, obviously the physical infrastructure is not at all suitable for the businesses, right? So considering this, all these drawbacks, participants, can I move my infrastructure to the cloud platform? We have this many drawbacks. We don't have proper availability. We are having the cost, the parameter. We are not having the proper flexibility as well. We don't have the scalability. The main drawback is that participants, we have the issue of scalability as well. What exactly the scalability? Scalability is nothing but scaling the infrastructure as per the demand. Let us assume that I have a hard drive, the hard drive capacity of 100 GB. So after buying this 100 GB pen drive, I'm going to use only 25 GB out of it. So how much space is getting wasted? 75 GB space is getting wasted. The investment which you have made on this physical infrastructure is getting wasted because you are not actually scaling this infrastructure as per your need. Whether you consume this 100 GB or whether you are not consuming this 100 GB, whatever the investment which you are going to make it up on this particular infrastructure is completely wasted. So scalability means there should be a process, there should be automatic process where you should able to increase the capacity or decrease the capacity. You get this scalability in the cloud platform because cloud resources are scalable. How it is scalable? Let us assume that we have Google Drive. In the Google Drive, we generally know that 15 GB or might be the updated version 25 GB is a free space where that is being provided by the cloud provider. Whenever you want to upload any data, upload the data and access the data from anywhere. So ultimately, everything is from the customer side only. Whenever there is no requirement of this 15 GB, just delete that. So now your space is free. So it means you have 15 GB space. Whenever there's a requirement, store the data. Whenever there is no requirement, decrease the data. Yes, if you want more space, more than 15 GB, just send a mail to Gmail team that you want extra space. So they will be sending you some plans where you have to pay on monthly basis. Whether you want 100 GB extra space, whether you want 200 GB extra space. So from there you will be getting the extra resources as well. Clear, participants? So this is what exactly what I want to convey everyone. So we don't have majorly the scalability on the on premises. In the on premises, if the capacity of the company is getting increases, I said initially 10 million. What happens if my company increases to 20 million people? What I should do? I should add some extra infrastructure. Where I should add some extra infrastructure. If I'm adding some extra infrastructure, again, I need to reconfigure the existing data center so that it would affect the daily operations. Ultimately, it will be delayed in delivering the services or delivering the applications to the customers as well. So this is how generally how the things could be taken care. So participants, considering all these things, can I move my infrastructure to the cloud platform? So it would be appreciated if you respond in the chat box. Considering all these drawbacks on the physical infrastructure, can I move my business to the cloud platform now? Yes or no? You can respond in the chat box. It would be appreciated. Whatever the drawbacks we have seen on the on-premises, so considering all these drawbacks, I can move all my infrastructures to the cloud platform as well. Because in the cloud platform, we can actually get access to the all the cloud, the resources as well. So that is a major drawback where we are going to, see as well. Because whatever the things, whatever the problems that we are supposed to face it on the on-premises, all these problems would be overcome when you shift your business to the cloud platform. That is what I said, that the major differences between the on premises and the cloud infrastructure is really very the important as well. Okay, thank you. So participants, that's the reason that why we are planning our major business in the cloud platform. I have just explained you with the help of only one particular like what I can say, that example. But if I talk in the reality, cloud is everywhere. Wherever you go, in the health industries, like in the education industries, in the tech industries, wherever you go, the cloud is integrated everywhere. You can implement the the machine learning services in the cloud. You can integrate your application with the cloud as well, where you can deploy your applications on the cloud platform, where you can able to access your applications from cloud platform, right? So whatever the changes that we are supposed to make it on the on premises, those changes are actually expensive because you are actually buying the physical infrastructure. But when I say that you are actually taking the cloud infrastructure, it means you are just renting them. When I say that I'm working on the cloud, you are not actually buying the cloud infrastructure, you are renting them. So how the rental procedure is going to work? Till time you are going to live in the rented houses, you have to pay the money for that. The moment you vacate the rented houses, then only the billing will stop. So in the similar fashion, the cloud also works on the same aspect. Whenever you say that you are planning to move to the particular, I can say that these things, yeah, very good, Prakash. So it's a pay as go method. So pay as go method is nothing but how many resources exactly you are supposed to use, how much duration exactly you are using the cloud resources, you have to pay that much. Very simple logic. How much time you're going to how much time you're renting a particular house, so that much amount of time you have to pay to the cloud provider in the similar fashion, right? So participants, considering all these particular drawbacks, simply I can move my infrastructure to the particular the cloud platform as well. Whatever the drawbacks are there, I am going to overcome all those particular drawbacks as well. See, there is a clear differences between the traditional IT landscape and the cloud paradigm. So in the traditional infrastructure, the first one is physical servers. We have to purchase and maintain the dedicated hardware for our company as well. If I'm planning to construct my own company, so I will be solely responsible for buying the servers, and I will be completely responsible for managing my infrastructure. Next is software licenses, like we need to update as per the technology. So if you use some outdated or unwanted infrastructure, obviously again it will create the security issues as well. It means, for example, as per the modern like generation or modern technology, so we have to update our operating systems, we have to update our applications as per the necessary requirements as well. So ultimately, what cost is going to increase? The software licenses cost is going to increase as well. Because in the cloud platform, we can overcome this. How we can overcome on the cloud platform? In the cloud platform, all the things will be completely managed, maintained by the cloud provider. Networking equipment, like we would like to buy all the things, as I said very clearly, routers, switches, cables. So we have to buy all these things. So without this, there is no data center. Like we have a good amount of videos as well, like the Google data center, how the Google data center is maintaining the security of their on-premises infrastructure. We can also watch that, so that you will get a clear idea how data center operations are processed in at a particular place. Data centers, dedicated spaces requiring power supply, the cooling systems, because if you are planning to construct a company, you want your own dedicated, the infrastructure. Ultimately, the continuous power supply is required. The cooling systems, we know that the servers are generating more amount of heat as well. The data center operations require heavy cooling. So if more amount of cooling is required, so the more amount of carbon dioxide will release in the air. All right. Ultimately, it will create again the pollution. Technical staff as well. We know that, like whenever you want to manage the company business operations, we want technical staff as well, like hiring and retaining the skilled personnel for installation, maintenance, and troubleshooting. Generally, if you're having some problems, if you're having some issues as well, so we have to overcome all those the particular problems as well. So this model, whatever the traditional IT infrastructure that is being used by the multiple companies, still the multiple companies are dependent upon the traditional IT infrastructure. But this model was capital intensive, time consuming, often led to underutilized resources or conversely rapid obsolescence. So basically, it's very important that you have to understand about how capital investment will impact the business as well, because you keep on investing the money on an infrastructure. If infrastructure is not supporting your business, then whatever the investment you have kept on your business completely getting wasted. So how to overcome this? To overcome this, the people have, or the technical people, or the company IT operations, they have migrated to the cloud platform. From where they have migrated? From traditional infrastructure to the cloud infrastructure. So generally, what is the exact meaning of cloud computing? So if I ask the participants, if I ask you, define cloud computing in one word, how do you define? Anyone can write in the chat box. If I ask you to define cloud computing in one word, so how we can define? So you can give the response in the chat box as well if it is visible. So we want to define the cloud in one particular word as well. Yes. So, if we want to define the cloud in one single word, I can say that cloud is nothing but simply the on-demand delivery of services in one simple sentence. Or I can say that cloud is nothing but simply an internet connection. Because through cloud platform, we are going to get access to the varieties of services which are being provided by the cloud provider. That is what exactly they have been mentioned here. Cloud computing fundamentally alters this model by delivering the IT resources over the internet. Instead of owning and operating your own infrastructure, you leverage the cloud provider's vast network of data centers. Now, whatever the business, whatever the business currently, I am running on the on-premises, so I should take care of everything. But when I talk about the cloud, you are not running the business at your side. You are actually trying to get the resources from the cloud provider. That is what exactly they have been mentioned here. The remote resources, like we have servers, we have storages, we have databases, networking, analytics, and the intelligence, all accessible remotely. So whatever the resource which you want, if you want to create a database, if you want to create the networking resource, if you want to create any kind of resource, simply you can get access to that particular resource remotely from anywhere. Managed by the experts. What is exactly managed by the experts? Managed by the experts, participants, the cloud infrastructure is completely managed, maintained by the a huge background of expertise people. Because if I talk about AWS, if I talk about the Azure, if I talk about the GCP, all the data centers are having the expertised people who are very good in managing the entire the cloud infrastructure. If there is a small data breach from any company, obviously from the next day the company business value is going to the decrease. There will be definitely decrease in the company's the business value as well. That's why every cloud platforms are managed by the expertise people. The reason that why we are able to access the cloud platforms. Pay as you go. Pay as you go is nothing but you will be generally paid only for the usage. The participants who are actually for the first time seeing this cloud lectures, for them it might be confusing that actually what is pay as you go. So generally, if I talk about the physical infrastructure, that is only one-time investment where you will be investing only single time, and the infrastructure where you can able to own that infrastructure. But if I talk about the cloud infrastructure, in the cloud infrastructure, entire infrastructure is completely managed. Like I can say that completely, all the things will be managed by the cloud provider, where the cloud provider will take care of the maintenance, because you no need to maintain the servers, you no need to update the servers. Already the updated systems will be accessible from the customer side. That is actually the very, very important as well. So global reach, that is a major advantage over the I can say the cloud platform, like where you can able to access the cloud resources from anywhere by simply sitting at a particular locations as well. The moment we are going to the moment we are going to take the cloud services, we can access the cloud services from anywhere. That is global reach, global access. The simple example for the same is that the Gmail, where you can able to access from everywhere. Simply, what is the requirement for that? Like where we'll be having the email ID and the password. So whenever you have your email ID and the password, you can generally access that from anywhere as well. So participants, this is a major differences between the traditional IT infrastructure and the cloud infrastructure as well. Let us move forward to the next slide. All right. The on-demand can say that the on-demand principle, the flexibility at your fingerprints. At the heart of cloud computing lies the concept of on-demand service. So I would like to spend some time on this principle, that is on-demand principle. What exactly the on-demand principle? On-demand principle is nothing but simply whenever you try to access any resource, you will able to get all the resources as well. Whatever the resources exactly you're going to get, obviously you will able to get all the resources from the cloud provider as well. So that is what exactly they have been mentioned here. On demand. On demand means at this particular point of time, I want to get access to the all the cloud resources as well. So that is what exactly they want to convey you. Generally, if you want to construct a particular the physical data center, it will take more enough time to construct, and it will take more amount of capital investment to build it. And obviously, at the end of the day, whether after constructing the data center, we generally don't know that whether we are going to get the proper profits or not. So considering all these things, we are actually moving to the cloud platform. So that is what exactly they have been mentioned here, which is on-demand principle. On-demand principle means simply where you can able to access the cloud resources from anywhere. The first one is that instant resource provisioning. Participants provisioning is nothing but simply the allocation. The exact meaning of provisioning is nothing but the allocation. Whatever the resources exactly you people are requesting, whatever the services, technically we call a service means a resource. Now, for example, I'm going to request a server. So server means a kind of resource, a kind of service. So which particular service is responsible to provide the servers? So that is, we are going to use it for our business. So that is what they have been mentioned, that instant resource provisioning. Whatever the resources exactly you people require, that particular resources will be provided by the cloud provider. Like we have instant resource provisioning. Users can request virtual servers, the databases, the storages at a moment notice, allowing for the rapid deployment of applications and services. Whatever the resources we require, that will be completely delivered by the service provider. So we have different terminologies as well. The terminologies means, for example, if I want to take anything from AWS cloud, anything means any resource from AWS. In AWS, technically we call as a service. So for example, I want to launch a virtual server. So what I would like to say is that rather than saying the resource, I will say that AWS EC2 service. What is the major use of this EC2 service? Using this EC2 service, where we can able to create the virtual servers, where we can host the applications by using this EC2 as a basic server, right? So if I talk about the Azure, in the Azure also we call that particular the virtual servers, whatever you are trying to create, there we call as a resource. So the concept is same, the usability, the use case is same, everything is same, but only the name convention is little different. In AWS, we call as a services. In Azure, we call them as the resources as well. If I want to create a virtual server, so I will be taking the virtual machine resource. When I take the virtual machine resource, I can able to create the virtual machine and I can able to use it whenever there is a requirements as well. So that is called as instant provisioning as well. Then we have actually elastic scaling as well. Generally, what is the meaning of scaling? Already have explained you very clearly. So when I say that the resources are elastic in nature, so elastic in the nature means whenever there is a demand from the business. So I have my company. So in my company, only during night time or during morning time, I have the peak workloads. During peak workloads, I should able to get the resources from the cloud provider. I want more storage in the morning. I want less storage in the evening time as well. So whatever the storages I want, generally yes, yes. So AWS, I'm saying that like in AWS we have a service. Generally, when I say that you are trying to access something from AWS, we technically call them as AWS services. Technical name, Amazon Web Services. When I say that something we are trying to access from Azure. So Azure, we call them as a resource. In the AWS, we have a different procedure to get access to the resource. In Azure platform, we have a different procedure. Different procedure in the sense that, for example, if I want to get access to any kind of database or server from Azure platform, there we have to create a container first. Container generally we use for storing the data. After creating the container, I will be able to deploy my service under this container. So technically we call that as a resource group. What is a resource group? A resource group is nothing but a logical container using this particular container where I can able to store the services. Now I want to take the database. Before I'm going to take the database, I have to create a resource group. Why I should create the resource group? This particular resource, I have to place it in the resource group, right? So this is a major differences between AWS and Azure as well. So anyhow, some people will call technically also services. Generally, those who want to call them, there is no effect in that. There is no problem in that. People generally call services, but technically, if we are going to speak, we have different naming convention. GCP also people will call as a GCP services. Azure also people will call as a Azure services. AWS also people will call as AWS services. But when I talk about, when I talk very clearly, AWS, the naming convention is called as service, and in the Azure we call as a resource, and the GCP we call as a services as well. Services means that is going to provide your, that is going to provide your workload, whatever the workload exactly you people are requesting, that particular workload will be provided by the consent, the provider as well. So hope it is clear. So that is elastic scaling as well. So let us assume that e-commerce website. If an e-commerce website experiences surge in the traffic during the seasonal scale, additional servers can be automatically added to handle the load. So participants, this is one of the best use case so far we have. So if I talk about a small scenario, we know that Flipkart will have their big billion days every year. So whenever the Flipkart is having their own big billion days, what they have did 10 year, I think it's 6 to 7 years back. I guess exact the timing I'm not remembered. So, but what I can say that the Flipkart, what they have did is that Flipkart initially they have managed their data on the on-premises, they have their own servers, and suddenly they have announced their big billion days. After announcing the big billion days, what had happened is that the incoming traffic is literally, it is kind of, more than expected. Now, whatever the available servers are there, those servers were unable to handle the incoming load. So due to that, many things were happened during that time. I think when I was, during my, education time. So during that time, I have seen this kind of, the problem as well. Not only me, it was experienced by all the users. The parties, the customers, they have faced the huge problems in the sense that the order that is being placed by a particular customer got rejected automatically, or maybe the order that was placed by mistake, or maybe the orders whatever you have placed, they were replaced with new orders, and whatever the orders you have been placed automatically, once they are approved, automatically they got cancelled as well. It means there's a huge, the data loss that was happened during the Flipkart billion days. So the moment they have experienced such kind of problems, they have come up with a big solution, that is directly, they have migrated from their on-premises to the cloud platform. So the moment they have migrated from on-premises to the cloud platform, the things went smooth. Now, if user load is, because already we know that AWS data centers are not spread only in Hyderabad, they are not spread only in Mumbai, they are not spread only in the Bangalore. AWS data centers are spread across the globe. In Hyderabad, we have data centers. In Mumbai, we have data centers. In some other countries, US East, US West, the Northeast, Southeast, wherever you go, the data centers are available across the countries. So rather than managing my own business on a particular location, I will be deploying my business on, yes, sometimes when we place the order at that point, type product is available, but we don't get it. All of a sudden, it will be out of the stock. Exactly. So that is also major problem. Sometimes, you will be placing the order. The orders are visible. The stock is visible. Suddenly, when you place the order, suddenly out of the stock. That is because the data which is being, updated earlier might be that is not being, properly stored in the databases, because there is no enough, I can say that the space where it can handle the incoming loads as well. The server is continuously accessible. The server is continuously accessible by the customers, and they made it actually, crash as well. In cyber security, we have an attack. What is the name of the attack? If anybody have remembered, in cyber security, we have a DOS attacks. Okay, so what actually this DOS attacks? and the unauthorized person, or I can say the hacker, he will be actually sending the more requests to the server. Whenever hacker is sending the more requests to the server gets crashes, or server will be rejecting the after certain capacity. So the server capacity, if it is of 100 GB capacity, the server won't accept the request after the 100 GB request, because the server was designed in such a way it could accept only 100 GB request. Now the actual user who wants to send the data, he was unable to send it. So this types of attacks also could happen sometimes, because in the on-premises we have to take care of those things as well. So elastic scaling is very important, because it has to serve the business as well. It has to serve the business as well, because whenever you are going to run a business on the on-premises, you don't have this particular flexibility. So there is no scaling. But when you run the same business in the cloud platform, you will be having this, the scalability as well, because through scaling, you can scale the incoming load based upon the requirements as well. Next is the optimized resource allocation. Since here we are not using the static allocation, static means complete allocation, we are actually using the concept of dynamic allocation. Dynamic allocations in the sense that whatever the requirements as of now, I will be taking only those things from the service provider. Today, I have some work with my application. At this point of time, whatever the servers that are required for my application, I would be only taking care of those things as well. So that's why ultimately we are going to optimize the usage of the resources as well. That is called as optimized resource allocation. So that is what they said, that when demand decreases, resources can be deprovision. What is the meaning of deprovision? Deprovision means deallocation. See, participants, one thing you need to keep in mind that, so in cloud computing, we have one disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Whenever you try to take anything, for example, let us assume that today I'm going to take the storage from cloud provider. So in this particular storage, I have stored 100 GB of data using the objects. So after storing this 100 GB of data on a particular cloud provider, after my usage is done, after the use of this particular storage is done, immediately I need to delete this. So participants, if I'm not going to delete this, the service provider even thinks that there is a requirement of the data as well. Okay, whatever the requirement is there. So even the service provider will be taking the care of all these things. Whenever customer is actually I can say that taking some data from cloud provider, the moment they're going to finish their work, obviously what I can say that they have to delete that particular, the things as well. If they're not deleting, obviously, the cost will keep on increasing. The monthly bill, whatever that has been generated, it also got, increases as well. Okay. I think Sailesh has raised the hand. So any doubt, Sailesh? All right. So yeah, this is kind of the cost parameter. We have to be very careful about these things, because the moment we are going to allocate the resources, once the usage has been done, you have to deallocate. It means we have to delete the resources. The moment we are going to delete the resources, ultimately there will be no charges for the same thing. So ultimately you cannot expect the bill for the same thing. So the billing matters a lot in the cloud platform, because entire billing cycle will be on company to company. But the standard procedure which we have is that on monthly basis, like every month, whatever the resources, whatever the services you're opting from the cloud provider. So based upon that, we are actually trying to take the services, and based upon that, the bill will be generated based upon the usage, based upon the number of servers, or number of the virtual capacities you have opted. So how much storage you have been taken, how much amount of time your application got access to the servers. So based upon that, the bill will be generated as well. So here the optimization plays an important role. Why optimization plays an important role? Because how many resources you want, you are just using that. So when you does this, obviously we can optimize the resource allocation as well. So this is something that where we can able to take it up, because whatever the resources we have, we can able to manage as well. Next, unlocking the power of scalability. So scalability is something that where it can actually, it can actually provide the more number of benefits to the organizations. I said very clearly that scalability is the only the reason that why the people are shifting their business to the cloud platform as well. The first thing is that startups and small businesses. So, participants, if anyone could say that why the startups and small companies or the small businesses, why they has to opt to the cloud, why not on premises? What could be the major reason? You could also answer in one single line. Why startups and small businesses? Why actually they are planning, to run the business on the cloud platform, and why not on the physical infrastructure? There might be a big reason for this. Is there any reason specific to that? What is the major reason here that we are going to experience? Because always the startup companies, prefer to run the business only on the cloud platform. Yes, exactly, Om. The money means the capital. So the startup companies, if they keep on investing the capital, okay, without having anything, obviously the cost as well. So basically, yeah, Infinix. So obviously, obviously, whatever the investment you are going to keep it up on a particular infrastructure, this investment is never, refundable. So startup companies, they don't know whether their company is going to become success or not, right? When the startup companies become success, then they will become coming up with the big, brand as well. So startup companies, they don't know whether their business is going to become success or not, because the problem is that whenever their businesses are going to become success, obviously they will be, opening or coming with the big franchise as well. So that's why startup companies, they don't have that, enough confidence or the investment whatever that is actually required to run the business. So they are not having that much investment as well. So they want only small set of resources as well. They have mentioned very clearly here what is actually small set of resources. So I'm not opening a big venture where I can accommodate lakhs, millions of people. Since I am working on a small startup project where I would be requiring only a small amount of resources as well. That's why the startups and the small companies, they actually, opt the cloud platform for running their businesses as well. Because at the end of the day, they want to, yes, even Prashant, for security purpose also. But out of the security, I can say that, there's companies mainly go to the cloud platform for the scalability, security. There are multiple reasons, but at the end of the day, the capital investment is also very important as well. So we have various characteristics which are being provided by the cloud provider. Like, we have too many, advantages as well. But technically, we will be considering the particular requirement at a particular point of time. If I'm not having enough money, or if I'm not having the enough, the capital expenses, definitely I would like to, go to the cloud platform. There I'm getting the opportunity where I can, manage my applications, and I will be paying based upon my usage or based upon my customers' usage as well. So that's why startups and small businesses, they always try to choose the cloud platform for managing their businesses as well. Handling the peak loads as well. Generally, I said, generally what I said is what I prefer is that whenever the load is unpredictable, so your company load, your company traffic is unpredictable. So obviously we will be going to the cloud platform. Why I'm saying these things? Because you're unable to predict the your company, the incoming traffic or the company's, load as well. For example, see what they said here. For established organizations, the big companies, MNCs, scalability means they can confidently handle the sudden spikes in traffic or data processing requirements. This ensures the uninterrupted service delivery even during peak periods like holiday shopping seasons for retailers or major events for the media companies as well. Whatever the examples I have quoted earlier, Flipkart example, so that clearly matches up here. To handle the peak loads, so we require the scalability. So that's why it is also very important as well. Cost effective expansion means, like, instead of investing in the expensive hardware that might only be fully utilized during peak times, businesses pay for additional capacity only when they need it. That's why obviously the cloud infrastructure is cost effective expansion. If there is no requirement, obviously I would have not chosen the, the resources. If there is a requirement, obviously I will be choosing the requirements as well. Global deployment. Global deployment in the sense that I already said very clearly that AWS data centers are not spread only in particular region. So AWS data centers are spread across the globe. That's why it is called as global deployment. Cloud infrastructure is available in the US East, US West. Okay, we have in the UK, we have in the Brazil. So all the places the cloud infrastructure is available. You can deploy your application anywhere at any moment of time as well. That's why it is a global deployment, because using this where you can deploy the applications worldwide. Okay, so improving the performance and reducing the latency for the global audience. There is a here we have very good point. We have one point called improving the performance and reducing the latency for the global audience. Participants, can anyone say that? Can anyone say that how we can reduce the latency for a global audience? Let us assume that I have my business, as far as I have my company. My company has developed one application. That application is accessible by all across the globe, means all the participants across the globe worldwide. Now how you can improve the availability? Okay, how you can improve the availability? So how you can reduce the latency for the global audience? Because application should be accessible by everyone. Whenever application is accessible everyone, it means I can say that there is no latency. But whenever I would like to say that I want to reduce the latency, so what is the strategy that you suggest to me so that your users across the globe will get access to the application clearly, means without delay? So is there any solution, any strategy for that? Because I want to reduce the latency as well. At the end of the day, I want to reduce the latency. So participants, there is a very good solution for the same thing. So we have very good solution for the same thing as well. The solution is that the solution is that I said very clearly how the global audience can access applications very clearly. If I'm going to develop an application, so what I will do is that, so my prime location or primary location is Hyderabad. So now the same application I will be deploying in Hyderabad location. I will be deploying in the Mumbai location. I can also deploy the same application in the, I can say that Brazil. I can also deploy the same application in the US East data center. I can also deploy the same application in the some other, I can say that, Sydney. I can also deploy in the Australia as well. So my application now has been deployed across all the data centers. When I say that my application is deployed across all the data centers, now the accessibility becomes simpler. The users who are near to Hyderabad, they will be getting access from Hyderabad data centers. The users who are near to Australia, rather than depending upon the Hyderabad data center, they will be getting the access from the Australia data centers. The people who are near to Sydney, they will get access from the Sydney. The people in the similar fashion, the same thing applies to everyone. So participants like this, can I reduce the latency? Anyone can respond. Like this, can I reduce the latency of global audience? Yes or no? Obviously, yes, because here latency can be reduced as well, because the users, whosoever the users are there, all the users across the globe, okay, so they want to access their applications without any latency as well. In this particular strategy, I can ultimately improve the availability of the application as well, where I will be having the good amount of availability, so I can access my application without any latency as well. So I will be also showing that how latency can impact our business, because don't expect that simply if you are using the AWS platform you will be getting the latency same, sorry, you will be having the delay same. So before doing any practical, before deploying anything on the AWS platform, on the Azure platform, on the GCP platform, the first and the most important thing is that I have to select the region. In which particular region I'm going to store my data, I'm going to perform my workload as well. So like it's a kind of, I can say that, if you want to if you want to drive the bike, or if you want to if a bus want to start their engines, the main thing is that we want fuel as well. So without fuel we cannot do anything over there. So here also the same thing, if you want to do anything on the cloud providers platform, the major requirement is that we have to select a region. You may also ask me, Sir, what is exactly a region? A region is nothing but a specific area on the planet that is being occupied by the particular data center. For example, if I can say that we have AWS data centers. So AWS data centers, they are spread across the globe. So in each and every country there is some geographical area on the planet. So this area has been occupied by the AWS, the data centers. This particular place, what we can technically call as regions as well, what we can call is regions, right? So that's why participants, global deployment means what? We can deploy our application at anywhere, any moment of time as well. Okay. So AWS and other servers available on the browsers. Exactly. So you can access AWS services from the browser only. Simply, we can go to the browser. We can type, www.aws.com. So you will be having the access to the AWS platform. You no need to download any kind of softwares. You no need to download any kind of applications on the on premises, sorry, on the desktop of your application, whatever exactly we are using. But there are some supporting softwares which are required, like if I am using the relational database, like if I want to access the relational database, server will be provided by the service provider. So the workbench where we are writing the queries, that we have to download from our side. So like that, there are something as well. Okay. So that's what I'm saying, that simply you go to the Google, type www.aws.com. So you will be having the access to the AWS server directly. So rather than saying the server, you get access to the application. The moment you open the AWS console, there you have to select a region, so that the moment you select the region, all your workload will be stored in that particular servers, means particular region wherever the AWS servers are being held as well. So participants, this is all about the global, the deployment as well. Okay. The next thing which I want to, convey is that, so economies of scale, like the cost, efficiency of the cloud as well. So eliminating the upfront investment, that is very clearly explained just now. So with the help of example, initially whatever I have taken, eliminating upfront investment, you are not investing any money, especially to buy the physical infrastructure. You are just keeping the money only for the virtual infrastructure. So eliminating upfront investment means, with the cloud computing, organizations no longer need to purchase expensive hardware, because entire infrastructure is completely managed, maintained by the cloud provider only. So that is what exactly participants, they have been mentioned as well. Okay. So eliminating upfront investment. So with cloud computing, you no need to buy the physical infrastructure directly. Rather than buying the physical infrastructure, you can actually take the infrastructure on rent basis. Okay. Pay as you go model. So that's why it is cost effective as well, because you will be paid only for the resources that exactly you are going to use as well. How many resources exactly you will be using, so based upon that, you will be paying to the concerned service provider. So that is what exactly they have been mentioned. Reduced operational cost. Can anyone say that how operational cost can be reduced? Participants, any one of you please, if you can. How operational cost can be reduced? What is the reason? What is the main reason that where the operational cost got reduced? What is the major reason behind that? Anyone can say me, please? They have mentioned reduced operational cost. The main reason is that here, whenever you buy the physical infrastructure, we want more people, the operation people, means the operations team, to manage the infrastructure physically. But when I say that I'm completely depending upon the cloud platform, there the infrastructure is completely managed, maintained by the cloud provider. That's why it is a reduced cost. Scalability for the cost optimization. Obviously, we have that ability that in the cloud platform, so where we can able to scale the infrastructure as per the the requirements as well. The ability to scale the resources up and down dynamically prevents organizations from paying for the excess capacity during low demand periods, further optimizing the cost as well. When there is a huge demand, obviously the resources will be provided. When there is no huge demand, then the resources will be deallocated as per the customer requirements as well. Okay. Next one, let's move forward. Anytime, anywhere access, enhancing the accessibility and the collaboration as well. So participants, a very small example, I would like to share here. Small example, when you say that Google Sheet, when you upload any data over the Google Sheet, you can update the data over there, you can manage the data over there, you will be trying to access the data from anywhere. So without proper internet connection, without proper bandwidth, we cannot do any single task over there, because internet is a major requirement where we can able to access it, where we can able to manage it. Okay, so without proper internet connection, there is no accessibility. As even though you got access, the updates, whatever you are making on the internet control document, rather than saying the Google Sheet, I can say that simply it is a kind of internet controlled document, because without proper internet connection, you cannot access a single resource from the cloud provider. That is what exactly they have been mentioned here. Remote work enablement, you can access the you can maintain the remote access for your customers, where the people can during COVID time, all the workloads are depend upon the remote platforms, because whatever the workload, zoom classes, like Google Meet classes, each and everything was conducted on the remote platforms. That is remote work enablement, where you can able to access the resources from anywhere as well. Seamless collaborations, so like we have nowadays the DevOps principles, DevOps projects as well, development plus operations team. So where you can able to where you can able to manage, I can say that project entirely using this CI/CD pipelines as well, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous delivery, right? So whatever the changes you are going to make to the projects, it has to be integrated continuously, and it has to be delivered continuously to the customer as well. So that is the CI/CD pipeline. So that is a huge success over the traditional software development. We have a subject called software engineering, where we all studied about the software development lifecycle model, how a software will change the state from one process to another process. Like we have certain steps for developing the software. So this involves more, the manual process, like where the customer has to collect the requirements, customer has to do the manual testing and all these things. Ultimately, it got delayed the delivery of software to the customer. So there is no proper, collaboration. But in the cloud, you get this seamless collaboration, like where you people all can see, we all connected online, irrespective of our locations. So this is a seamless collaboration where we try to connect over from the remote locations, and where we can manage as well. Okay. Yes, Anshul, we can also host, website on the AWS as well. Simply, we'll start with the static website as well. We can host a small static website on the AWS platform, where the entire infrastructure will be provided by the cloud platform. Generally, what we'll do, generally, whenever we develop application, we will be running on our local host if we don't have any deployment servers. So we'll be running on our local host, okay, and we'll be checking the proper outcome. But when you say that I'm hosting on AWS, you no need to worry about the infrastructure. We can simply host the website using the EC2 services, using Lambda functions. There are proper like I say that names for that. So where we can simply host a website, static websites or dynamic websites, whatever you want. Only your responsibility is that you have to deploy the code over the platform. The platform will be taking care of entire things as well. So participants, that is a major thing here. And device, agnostic access as well. Okay, means the cloud services can be accessible from anywhere as well. Like for example, it's not limited to particular location. So user can switch between devices without losing their work, losing the work or needing to transfer the files as well. I can get access to the resources from anywhere at any time as well. Okay, streamlined information sharing as well, easy sharing of files and data within the outside the organization. So you can simply share the resources, you can simply manage the things, and there is no specific, I can say that there is no specific process that where you have to follow this particular process to do this task. Simply you can update the file, you can download the file from the Google Drive, you can transfer that file to the other drive as well using the cloud migration, right? So like that, you can give access to your files to your friends, to your colleagues, to your faculties, to the heads. So you can simply store the information on the cloud platform, and where you can provide the access to that from anywhere as well. So only the thing is that where we are restricting the access. So if you want to provide access to specific people, so you will be obviously sharing only with the specific, the people as well, the static URLs, right? So participants, this is anytime, anywhere access, enhancing the accessibilities as well, which is very important. Fortifying your infrastructure, reliability, and the disaster recovery as well. Participants, the main reason for using cloud platform is that recovery from the disasters. We have a concept called DRBC. DRBC simply means disaster recovery and business continuity. How you can continue your business in the event of disasters as well. That is what they have been mentioned here. Fortifying your infrastructure, reliability, and disaster recovery. So participants, we already know that cloud computing offers the best reliability. Reliability means the infrastructure is completely fault tolerant. So most of the participants already aware of this term called fault tolerant. So it has to be served even in the event of failures as well. So how it could serve to the customers? It should have some, self-healing capabilities. Self-healing means what? It should overcome the failures and it should serve to the customers as well. Since in the cloud platform, we have multiple backup data centers, that is one point. When I say that infrastructure is more reliable, when I say that infrastructure is more reliable, reliability means simply the infrastructure is free from the failures. So if infrastructure is free from the failures, obviously, we get the better availability. If infrastructure is having the more failures, what I can say, the infrastructure is not reliable. Ultimately, availability of the application will be affected. So participants, which is directly proportional to which one? Any one of you, please. Which is directly proportional to which particular one? I could say here. So can I say that, can I simply say that reliability is directly proportional to the availability? Participants, can I say like that? Reliability is directly proportional to the availability. Can I say that? Yes, exactly. So why I said that reliability is directly proportional to the availability, there is a reason behind that. When I say that infrastructure is more reliable, it means the infrastructure is working fine without any failures. Ultimately, we can able to access the infrastructure. So participants, this is very, very important as well. Okay. So that is what exactly they have been mentioned. High availability. Since you are going to get the more availability because the cloud servers are available across the globe. It's not available only in the India, right? The cloud servers are available across the global, data centers and where you can able to access that. Even if one server or even an entire data center experiences an outage, traffic is automatically rerouted to the healthy sources. See, it's very important. No? If one server or even an entire data center experiences an outage means what? Unavailability of the services. Traffic is automatically rerouted to the healthy resources. Simply, this also happens whenever you already have the backup in the other data centers. Okay, so minimizing the if it is real-time applications or if you want to access AWS for managing your business or something, you can access it from anywhere. But if you are going to manage your data in one region, if you are not going to take the backup of your data in another region, so whenever the primary region is not supporting the work, obviously you should get access from the secondary region as well. Okay. So this is high availability as well. You can get access to the resources from anywhere. Automated data backup. Automated data backup is nothing but where the data will be frequently backed up when the customer is demanding. So we have differential backups, we have incremental backups, we have complete backup. So based upon the based upon the customer requirements, we'll be choosing the data backups as well. For example, now even whatever the data I'm going to store inside the database, whatever the tables I have created inside the database, even you can export all the data to the storage as well. Why I'm exporting all the data to the storage? Because if somehow if my database tables are not accessible, but still I can able to get access from the particular the platform, that is from storage as well. Clear, participants? So that is automated data backup as well. Rapid disaster recovery as well. Rapid disaster recovery is nothing but simply where you can able to recover from the disasters immediately, because whether it is a natural or man-made, the cloud providers have the sophisticated mechanisms to restore the services and data rapidly. So ultimately, it will reduce what? Recovery time objectives and recovery point objectives, minimizing the business impact as well. Ultimately, the recovery time should be less because your data already you have complete backup in the other country. If primary country data centers are not responding, so you would have getting access from the other data centers as well. Like some of the services in the AWS support that backup, or I can say the replication as well. So where you can able to replicate the entire data to the other data centers as well. Okay, redundant infrastructure. Okay, so guys, this is also one of the most famous term, redundant infrastructure. What is redundant infrastructure? Like every component within the cloud data centers, from power supplies to networking equipment, often has the redundant counterparts. This fault tolerance ensures that a single point of failure does not bring down entire system. Cloud has huge redundant components. So if one of the data center is not responding, obviously you can store your data in the other data centers, and even you can able to access the data from the nearest region as well. So redundant infrastructure, cloud has a huge data infrastructure, so you can access the infrastructure from anywhere, and even you can able to manage it as well. That is called as redundant infrastructures as well. So this is fortifying your infrastructures as well. So how you can make this infrastructures more reliable and recovered from disasters as well, using high availability concept, automated data backups, rapid disaster recovery mechanisms, and the redundant infrastructures as well. This is very important as well. So see, these are the five scopes. I can say that understanding the security as well. So participants, it's very important as well. So generally, the first thing is the data governance. Obviously, it's very important. IAM, identity and access management. So what is exactly IAM? There is a huge, importance here. So IAM is going to play a very vital role in the AWS platform. So why IAM is very important? In the IAM, basically, we are going to check who can access what resources as well. Who can access what resources? For example, let us assume that we have, AWS account. Let us assume that I am having my own AWS account. If I am having my own AWS account, then I will be calling as the root user. Now, what are the properties of root user? The root user is the one who is the owner of the account. He or she will be having entire access to the AWS platform. They can do anything because that is a full-fledged account they have created. That is not student account. That is not sponsored account as well. So this particular root user account is completely accessible. All the services will be accessible by the customer because it is a pay-as-you-go account as well. So IAM means identity and access management. Now this is my account. One of my friend asked me, could you please provide your AWS account? So what I will do, rather than providing my entire root user account, I will be creating the IAM user. What is IAM user? IAM user means identity access management user. So I have to identify for which particular person I have to give access. So A stands for access, which particular service I can give access, because AWS will have too many services, database, security, networking, VPC, EC2, S3, all these things as well. So whatever the service that is being requested by the particular customer, that has been provided to the particular user only. So in those cases, guys, I can secure my network as well. Okay, yes, Dipali is raising the hand. Any doubt? All right, so that is a major differences between them. So IAM user is very important as well. So IAM user is nothing but a temporary user. I can simply say in non-technical way, IAM user is nothing but simply a temporary user where we are trying to create this user so that we can have some resources limited, and we can restrict the usage of all my resources. Now this IAM user is always under the control of AWS people, sorry, the root user only. Now he is under the particular roof. Which roof? The root user roof. Okay. So this is, participants, the very important point. So hope you got it. So next one is network security as well, participants. Network security, we have firewalls, which is going to protect entirely our network. Intrusion detections as well. Any intrusions that are happening inside my network, any unauthorized access that are being identified in my network, and DOS protections as well. So completely your cloud network will be provided by DOS attacks mainly. So why DOS attacks are very dangerous? Because they completely get the access to entire infrastructure. That's why this DOS protections is really, the very important as well, because you should actually, protect your entire cloud. You think that, sir, how you can guarantee that, the cloud provider will actually secure my data? See how many, generally, how many layers of security, or what kind of security exactly they are trying to, manage as well. Because at the end of the day, it's an important task, because you will be managed under the IAM policies as well. Who has access to which particular service will be managing at all here. Network security as well. Your complete data will be secured over the network under using the network security. Physical security as well. So why this physical security is very important? Okay, maybe I will be showing in tomorrow's lecture. So we have a Google data center. It is completely managed by the external security people. External security means you can say that physical security people. Complete data center is under the surveillance plus, and it is completely managed by the cloud provider as well. Okay, so that's why the physical security for a particular data center is very important. The cloud data centers are maintaining the physical security as well, which is very, the important as well. So that's why participants, it's very important that, whenever I say that I'm going to, whenever I say that I'm not getting the proper security, so these are the reasons that why they have been actually, mentioned as well. So proper security is exactly the very important as well. So next we have the encryption as well. What is exactly encryption? So encryption means the data which is at rest and transit as well. Everybody knows that whenever I say that I want to provide the best security to my data, so obviously I need to encrypt my data. So simply I can say that encryption is a process of converting the plain text into the cipher text, because whenever I'm taking this plain text and I'm sending this data over the network channel as it is. If some hacker is trying to hack this data or trying to get access to this particular data, he can see the actual text. But when I convert this particular text to the cipher text, which is in the non-readable format, or which the users cannot understand the language of cipher text, even though the hacker tries to get access to this text, he will use some brute force attacks or brute force techniques as well. So using them, what happens is that he can try to use some permutations, combinations, techniques, that where he can try all the possibilities to decrypt the traffic. So guys, the cloud provider is actually providing the better security to all the data assets that you're going to store inside the particular, the cloud provider as well. Because cloud provider is spending almost the millions of, dollars, especially on the security as well. Because if there is a small data breach in the data, if there is a small data breach across the AWS platform, or if there is a small data breach across, Azure platform, so there will be huge loss of, the data as well, because we are actually trying to store our valuable information over the cloud. So cloud is something which is not owned by you. Cloud platforms are owned by cloud providers: AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM, Alibaba, Oracle Cloud, Rackspace, NetWave. These are the some of the famous cloud providers. So there is no, we cannot compare that this particular cloud provider is the best, or this is the best, like that. So cloud providers will be completely selected on the basis of, anyone can say me that, on what basis we'll be selecting the cloud provider? Participants, what is the main thing that we are going to consider? I have AWS, I have Azure, I have GCP. Three cloud platforms are there. Now I want to create a server on the cloud platform. On what basis I will be choosing the platform? Anyone is there? Okay, somebody is saying services. Any other answers, participants, please? Any other answers? Okay, Hanchal ma'am is saying security. Any other answers, please? Omsar is saying cost. So participants, obviously we have characteristics of cloud computing. The cloud is more flexible, cloud is scalable, cloud is cost effective. Whatever you are saying exactly, they are actually the characteristics of cloud computing, because already the cloud has nature of all those properties as well. So Ravi sir is saying that based upon the multiple location data centers, okay, Anitam is saying that services and the cost as well. Out of all these things, the main thing is that the customer requirements. What is the main point that we have to consider? The main point we have to consider is customer requirement. For example, I have the brand of, let us explain you this with a small example. I have the three brands in front of me. I have Woodland, I have Flying Machine, I have Levis. So my most favorite brand is Flying Machine. Okay, and I want a size of XL. Like I need to, take the size of XL T-shirt. So XL T-shirt is available with all the three brands. With Woodland, it is available. Flying Fish, it is available. Levis, it is available. So without thinking, I will be taking the Flying Machine because that is my most favorite brand. That is my most favorite service provider. But what exactly is that? The XL size T-shirt, which is being provided by the Woodland, is more suitable for me compared to Flying Mission. So here, what is fulfilling participants? Here, the fulfillment is customer requirement. Now I want to create the database. So database service is not available in Hyderabad. My favorite service provider is Azure, but Azure is not available in Hyderabad. So what I will do? Will I choose other service provider to store my data here? Obviously, yes. So my requirement is that I want to create a database. So whether it is AWS or Azure or other things, I will be selecting them based upon my requirements. What is exactly the customer requirement? I will be choosing that based upon those particular requirements. Obviously, whatever the points you have written in the chat box, they all are the characteristics. By default, cloud is flexible. By default, cloud services are cost effective. Cloud services are 24 into 7 accessible, on demand access. These all are the characteristics. So always participants, based upon the customer requirements, we will be choosing a particular cloud service provider platform so that we can able to manage our business as well. So you are no need to worry about the security of the cloud data center, because security of the cloud data center is well managed. Okay, cloud provider has a huge the benefits as well. All are very very the important as well, right? So this is what I want to convey. Just we have one more slide as well to complete here. Let us complete that. So these cloud service models. So this particular topic will be discussed in the detailed as well. Anyhow, I will be giving a small introduction about this as well. Cloud service models means like we generally take the multiple services from the cloud provider, whether it is infrastructure services, platform services, software services. We generally take virtual machines, networking, storage, or we generally take some platforms for deploying our applications. So cloud service models generally talk about what kind of services exactly we are taking from the cloud provider, whether you are taking the storage, whether it is an infrastructure or not, whether you are taking the platform for deploying your application, whether you are choosing the software for managing your software as well to get entire software. So these things you will not understand until unless there is a clear cut differences between the on premises and the cloud service models. The main difference between deployment models and service models are that we have cloud deployment models like public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and these service models. The main thing is that deployment model says that how to manage. Service model says that, or it actually provides that what kind of services you are actually trying to get from the cloud provider. So this is all about the service mode. These things I will discuss in the next lecture because it requires some extra content as well. So in simple, I said that infrastructure means where you will be getting all the infrastructure components from the service provider. If I talk about the platform, where you will be provided with the platform from the service provider, where you can able to deploy the applications over there, and choosing the right model is very important. So if I'm running some business, whether I want infrastructure services, whether I want platform services, whether I want software services, I should decide very clearly. Okay, so we'll talk these things very clearly as well. So this is the driving modern innovation, the ubiquity of cloud. Where exactly we are going to use this cloud? So in the education sector has many many applications we have seen so far. Like in the education sector, people were using this cloud platforms for for the learning platforms, or I can say that for the virtual labs also they're using these things. For the banking and finance, like for the secure digital payments, they are using. For the fraud detections as well, like people who are deploying safely their applications on the cloud platform, so that they can escape from the frauds as well, because cloud is having a very huge infrastructure which is completely managed and maintained by them. For entertainment applications, the YouTube platform, the Netflix, like Hotstar, so the user capacity is too much over there, so multiple people are streaming the same movie at the same time. So for entertainment applications, we want more scalability. So that is being provided by the cloud provider, the healthcare, storing the companies, storing the patient history for the long amount of time, the health records, the patient history, the medical histories, everything. E-commerce applications nowadays, entire e-commerce applications are depend upon the cloud computing platform because of only one single reason, that is it can handle the the load, and it can scale the load as per the requirements. Whenever there is a traffic, huge traffic, so this traffic will be controlled by the cloud platforms by doing the load balancing as well. So even we have government organizations where even they are actually taking the cloud services for managing their businesses as well. Okay, public services, data analytics, and the secure communication. So people were using this cloud everywhere so that they can able to manage their applications securely, and they can access it from anywhere. It's all about cloud computing as well. So in conclusion, what I want to convey is that cloud computing has emerged as an indispensable technology, offering unparalleled benefits in the cost reduction. So that already I have explained you very clearly how cost can be reduced, operational efficiency, and the scalability and the innovation. It's an essential component of modern information technology, continually evolving and driving the digital transformation across the globe as well. So, participants, this is all about the basic introduction to the cloud computing. So, the learning outcomes of today's the particular session. Clearly, we have seen the differences between the physical infrastructure and the cloud infrastructure, how the security of the cloud data centers are maintained, the ubiquity of cloud computing. Just now we have discussed how the service models will help the business. What are the major important points with respect to the cloud computing? We have seen all of them. So these were the some of the learning outcomes for this particular session. So any doubts, audience, please? Yeah, Nitya ma'am.
Yes, sir. So this side Sushmita from XLR team. So yeah, we
Yes.
can wind up, sir. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah, so dear faculty members, as we already informed, attendance is very mandatory to get the certificate. So I request please attend the sessions every day, like all 5 days, then mark your attendance, and then you will get the certificate. And so 60% of attendance is very mandatory to get the certificate, as we already informed. And only for the student, like only for the faculties, we will issue the certificate. The students can join this particular program for their knowledge purpose, but the certificate we will give only for the faculties, because this is the faculty development program. Okay. So yeah, I think we can wind up for the day. Attendance link, which is already there in chat, I'll be sharing once again. If you have not marked it, kindly mark your attendance. And the attendance link will be active only till 5:30. Okay, so from 4:30 to 5:30, the attendance link will be active. Please mark your attendance without 5:30. Okay, like within 5:30. Okay, yeah. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. On the same link. You can join to the same link in like whatever the link which you have got. You can join to the same link. You can use the same link, like only the Zoom, but YouTube will be the different link. So we have already show how to join the sessions in LMS. you can join from LMS. And if some people, if some of you are not got the LMS access, I request please be waited till tomorrow, like till tomorrow morning, like within 24 hours, you will all receive the LMS access. Okay. Yeah. Okay, all. Thank you. We'll meet again by tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, the participants. Thank you so much.